Okay. That warp may or may not have taken longer for you than it did for me. But, in any case, now we are here in the shrine, and we can go on and attempt to find our first spirit. If we go through here, you found your way into a Krazoa shrine, and within lies a Krazoa Spirit. Spirits have been hidden, so they hold great power that in the wrong hands could bring terror. But in the right hands, the spirits can bring peace. There are 6 to find and return to the palace. If you can find the spirit within the shrine and complete its test, then it will be yours. Okay, so there are only 6 to find, and we've almost got our first one already. This can't be a very long game, can it? Well, maybe not. We will see how long this takes us. For now, let's just get on with this tutorial segment beginning, and it shows us the next thing here. This mechanic, the life force door. Basically, you just have to kill every enemy in the room in order to open the door. There are spirits floating around on the door to show you how many you need to kill, but it's all usually essentially every enemy. And with that, we go here. We can throw the basket to get some food. This switch is a timed switch. It looks just like the switch you had to hold down before, but this one actually stays down for a few seconds after you step off of it. So it's basically just run to the gate before it closes. And this is what the end of the Krazoa shrine looks like. This is the shrine itself, I guess, or you might say. And there's the spirit, waiting for us to take its test and claim it for our own. Let's see, what does it have to say? Test 1, the test of observation. So what are you staring at? You look weird. Watch closely where I hide. Oh, I guess that might explain it. Maybe not. I don't know. But you don't have to watch closely yet. He's not hiding yet. The urns stop moving. You must show me which urn I have hidden in. Find me 3 times in a row, and I'll be yours. So essentially, it's just an old-fashioned shell game. Just watch him. You can move around, but running into an urn will cause damage, so you might want to stay in the center and just watch him with your eyes. I actually failed this on the first try last time recording session. If you fail, it just says to try again or leave the shrine in shame, which I thought was kind of an amusing, back down here again, amusing line, but essentially you just have to watch. Also, it didn't give you very much time to see him there, but he was in the bottom one to start with, so now at the top right, to top left, back in the top right, back in the top left. And there, we avoided the failure that happened last time. You'll just have to take my word for it. I wouldn't be claiming I did. I'd mess that up if I hadn't. But now, let's just let the spirit possess us, essentially. And then our eyes purple, showing that we have our spirit within us. It will remain in your body until you take it to the palace and release it. That's interesting. But with that, we're automatically warped back to the palace, and we can no longer warp to that shrine because we already have the spirit from there, so it's basically closed. Come out here to trigger another cutscene.
Keo Shahedash, Boof Keo Fahaksh, Shufo Vem Kutsum, Rick Keo Ha Veno, Oho Ish Okash, Etko nia kio fahak ojrud hokujot, sud ak ro ijot. Keisha kev kiaj nu.
Okay. So basically just saying you have to release it at specific points in the palace in order for its power to be useful. Basically, you can kill these things also just by throwing anything at them, but you have to hit them too. And whatever. Let's just take this elevator. Okay. I really don't care about getting hurt right now. And let's move onward further into the palace, see if we can't release it somewhere. This way is kind of a dead end. There's some sort of weird watery wall of some sort back here that we can't get through. So let's go this way. That looks interesting. That looks kind of like Krazoa Spirits. Might that be where we're supposed to release them? Let's see. There doesn't seem to be anything else around here. It can't possibly hurt to release it here, can it? Right? Well, let's do this. Wait. What happened to the light? Why are all the colors funny? Why does she look like she's in pain? Why is she not properly aligned on that glowing thing? With that, we've released the spirit. So it fires a beam into that wall from earlier. No, looks like everything's all right, but why are the colors still funny? Whose or what's view is this from? And now we're basically trapped in a crystal like Princess Zelda, or, well, Princess Zelda, or a different Princess Zelda. So it looks like we can't really do anything much more from this perspective. Because we are sort of trapped. Also, that looks like a lot of pain right there. Potential pain. So now here comes the Starcost.
That should be it, Rob. Roll it.
Affirmative. I'll get back to work.
Hey, Fox! Isn't this music getting on your nerves?
Not
I'm trying
really.
to work on my maps.
Okay, old timer. Turn it down, Slippy. Hey! Slippy, it's General Pepper.
General Pepper here.
More like Captain
I have
Obvious.
a new mission for you, Fox. You are approaching
mission?
Dinosaur
That's
Planet, an ancient world on the edge of the Lilat system. As you will see, chunks of the planet have been torn from its surface.
That doesn't look
It's
good.
your job to get them back. If Dinosaur Planet explodes, it could affect the entire Lilat system. The only lead we have is that you must locate the Queen of the Earthwalker dinosaur tribe.
Got
Maybe
it.
she
You know what
can
those
help
look
you
like.
further. Either way, your fee has been approved. If you are successful, then the money will be forwarded to you immediately. Pepper
Money's
out.
always nice.
You heard the General. Let's do it.
And so with that, we now have our goal for the game, essentially to keep the planet together. Not sure why I'm starting over here, but that's a thing. Anyway, there are all these different chunks of the planet that are floating off elsewhere. But we can't go to any of them yet, so let's just go down to the surface of the planet.
General Pepper here. Your mission takes place on Thorntail Hollow. Locate the Queen of the Earthwalker tribe. She will help you further. Pepper out.
Okay.
Fly through one gold ring to reach Dinosaur Planet.
So this we get to a segment of the game that should be familiar to anyone who played the original Star Fox games, or Star Fox or Star Fox 4, anything like that. Basically, just fly around, shoot things. Laser upgrades are the same. Silver rings heal you just the same. Gold rings heal you as well. And you also have to fly to a certain number of gold rings to get to the planet. You can also press L or R to do a close barrel roll. No, that's not actually what a barrel roll is. I'm being a technical kid. I really don't care right now. I'm just playing the game. Yeah, so fly through here, and that's pretty much it. There's 10 golden rings. You only have to get one to land on the planet, but if you get all 10 like I did, then you get a little icon next to your thing there. So, with that, we are now landing on the planet for the first time of many times to come.
Great flying, Fox! For a moment, I thought you weren't gonna make it.
Very funny, sir.
I know. Now, on to business. By pressing the start button, you will open your communicator.
More controller
Choose who you wish to
tutorials.
speak to, and then press the A button to contact one
Pause
of us.
menu tutorials in any
Each
sense.
team member will give you different information. It's not being tested in action, so give it a try as soon as I've finished.
It works.
And
Don't worry.
forget, you're looking for the Queen Earthwalker. Try talking to those Thorntail guys. Slippy is preparing a translator device, but until it's ready, he'll translate for you.
Okay, General. But what about a weapon? Why couldn't I bring my blaster?
It's always the same with you, Fox. Shoot first, ask questions later. This mission is about saving the planet, not blowing it up. It requires a different tactic. Try using your head.
Yeah, very funny, sir. Fox out.
Okay. With that, we can now control Fox on the ground. Basically, we're looking around trying to find some way to defend ourselves and to locate the Queen to start our mission further. But you might notice there's a little square thing in the corner. This is called the PDA. Yeah, the game is really showing when it was made, huh? But it has a few different functions you can use. There's a map screen that doesn't have any map data because we don't have any maps. There's this, which is basically a fuel cell compass. It locates where those fuel cells are. We'll get to those in a minute. And then this, which basically just scans for information and lets you know what something is if you approach it. For example, this is a thorntail. It's basically a friendly dinosaur. Basically just gives you advice about how to find things, and says that others around here have other things they'll say. There's a few other things around here. There's plants that grow crystals. There's things. There's patches of dirt that look like you might be able to dig there. There's crates and barrels and places to plant things and all sorts of things. Mushrooms that spew deadly gas. Ow. Switches that you can't really activate yet. If you're under a cliff with jump, by the way, it's just like in Zelda again. And these things that I pointed out earlier, these are fuel cells. You used to power the R-Wing. They were lowered to the surface by Rob, but there were a few issues, so they're basically everywhere. You need them to fly to the different places in orbit. Essentially, if you have to get a certain amount of those before you try and fly the R-Wing at any point in the game. If you do not have enough of them, you will not go to space today. And that basket held was essentially living money, scarabs. The currency of the planet can come in many different values. The more valuable it is, the harder it is to catch. Until you find a scarab bag, you can only carry 10, which is not very many. But you can keep going here, and there's plenty to pick up. Bomb spore plant, yes. Basically, you blow this up somehow, it will give you bomb spores, which you can plant elsewhere, and those will blow up, but they won't give you any more spores. So that's how that works. That doorway there is a thing. We will go there later. Right now, we will not. Then there's these guys around here. They're still asleep because it's still technically nighttime. As you can see here, just this tree. Wants real help. We should go look around the store through the doorway. Yes, that's where the store is. We'll get there later. This guy. We'll talk about the magic plants. You do have the staff, don't you? Not quite. Not quite yet. Oh, maybe they soon go back. Okay. This guy, what do you have to say? Mumble, mumble, mumble. Not now. Jeez, mister, you're talkative, aren't you? Okay, well, he doesn't really have a whole lot to say for quite some time, so. These rocks will be something later on. But let's get to the business. This staff looks a little familiar, doesn't it? Yes, it's the one that Crystal dropped at the beginning of the game. So let's take a look at it, see if we can't use it for ourselves, can we?
Oe mishkot ke ijo aj najoko. Mojekov niad ijo aj at smuk. Ut ad kikeno oe baksh mufofen. Kuho tavohodus kai ke itkong ak fenovik kusbe. Oe sut uksha ijo akeo feko kionekt wit u. Ko kavkad hez ba ides baj akomsh ik ev kuj. Kobo suro mojekov. Ut ad nav kobo suro efoe.
And with that, we can now use the A button to pull out the staff. We can do things like smack trees with it to get fruit, to recover health. Or we can loot these rocks over here. And it says to see what's underneath, but usually these rocks will be covering one thing and one thing only, and that is money. Living money. Yes, that's still kind of an interesting concept there.